Manchester City were held 1-1 by Chelsea at the Etihad Stadium in a thrilling game that saw Chelsea take the lead and Manchester City strike right towards the end of the game. And they had countless opportunities to even take the 3 points. But Chelsea showed us that they have some defensive rigidity, something that is newfound, something that we haven't seen them display so far this season. And in doing so, they managed to halt Manchester City's juggernaut, because a lot of people just expect them to steamroller the rest of the season. But one of the things that Chelsea were able to do was to expose the fact that if you keep to a tactical plan, you might be able to get away with something from the Etihad. Hey guys, it's your boy Izzy, and as always, if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that like and the subscribe button to let YouTube and everybody else know that you're enjoying this content. To all the new subscribers and to everybody who's been supporting so far, my unbounded thanks goes to you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Let's get ourselves all the way up there so that we can raise the profile of this channel. But anyway, guys, Chelsea were immense in this game. Their ability to realize when to go ahead and when to press Manchester City and when to lay back was very impressive. I thought that Chelsea needed to be showing this type of tactical nous. So far this season, they haven't been able to do it. If they keep on in this form, will be a good contender for at least that Europa League spot, which would help them try to attract the type of players that they want in the squad. Mauricio Pochettino has had a squad that has a lot of young people, a squad that is not having a lot of confidence in the ability to try and go toe-to-toe with the teams over in and around them. But when they face teams at the top of the table, they've now drawn with Manchester City twice. They drew against Arsenal. They drew against Liverpool at the start of the season, although they got a battering when they went to Anfield. But in isolation, Chelsea have been doing okay. And if they were able to do whatever they did to Manchester City, to Arsenal, or to other teams that they faced this season, Chelsea might just be okay. And the fact that it was a player in Raheem Sterling who was returning back to his old stomping grounds that took advantage of Manchester City's frailties on the counterattack would give him a lot of confidence. And Mauricio Pochettino, who I'm pretty sure drew up a plan to be able to try and stop Manchester City rather than to have a flourishing counterattack that he saw yesterday, would be very happy with that performance. Manchester City did, towards the end of the game, strike back with Rodri, and they fully deserved it. One of the things that we noticed was Erling Haaland was not having his usual game of being able to take on defenders, and he was being pretty much dominated by Disasi, who I thought had the best game that I have seen of any defender in the recent past. Disasi's ability to block anything that came across him and to stop Erling Haaland is something that he can have as a feather in his cap. Erling Haaland seemed very, very angry towards the end of the game, and I'm pretty sure he would be ruining the opportunities that he missed, most notably the only time when he was not around Disasi, when he missed an open header that went over the bar. Over on the Manchester City side, Kevin De Bruyne was doing Kevin De Bruyne things. But the thing about Chelsea is that they were able to put themselves in position to block everything that Manchester City were putting across. Petrovic had a good game as well. And then when you look at the Chelsea midfield, the axis of Enzo Fernandez and Gallagher and Caicedo, they did very well in trying to launch a lot of Chelsea counterattacks. Now, they are probably going to try and play this way against Liverpool. I expect Liverpool to have a ton of possession whenever they play at the Carabao Cup, but I do see Chelsea now being that team that we thought they could always be. Because whenever you face a team such as Manchester City at the Etihad and you're able to stand up to them for the vast majority of the game, well, then you have something special in your ranks. I do think that this game also suited Chelsea, because Chelsea, not being a team that is willing to stamp their authority on the game, are much more likely to sit back and to wait for Manchester City to try and pounce, and then they will take their opportunity on the counterattack. But I do think that in trying to build up some type of footballing identity, this is where you can get a start. They have players such as Madueke, players such as Sterling, players such as Palmer, who are blessed with a decent amount of pace. And if they're able to be good at counterattacks, they can cause Liverpool a lot of problems come next week. When you look at their last few games, especially against Crystal Palace in the first half, Chelsea did not play well at all. But in that second half, we saw Chelsea become the team that we think they could be, because they took command of the game and they realized when they were able to go up front and when they were wanting to sit back. and also being able to read your opponents, and in realizing that against Manchester City, your best opportunity is to sit back and to take whatever opportunities come to you in the counterattack. Manchester City should not be worried in the least bit. They are still the best team in England. Matter of fact, they are the best team in the world. They are the most organized as well. One thing that we always appreciate from them is that even if things are not going well for them, they do not steer away from who we know them as. They keep to their identity and they keep on trying to poke holes until eventually they will burst through that door. That's exactly what they did when Rodri was able to smash in that goal. One thing that Chelsea can take away from this game is the confidence in knowing that whenever they are at the top of their game, they can compete. And against Manchester City at the Etihad, very few people had given them any chance of winning this game. But they did take a point, and they had an opportunity to even go 2-0 up with Sterling. If he would have diverted that ball either side of Edison, they could have been 2-0 up, and that would have been much more of a mountain for Manchester City to climb. But anyways, I think it was a very interesting game. We did see the best of Chelsea. We saw the best of Manchester City towards the second half because they did not let off with the pressure that they were trying to mount on that Chelsea goal. And it seemed like it was only going to be a matter of time before they would have possibly gone 2-1 up, and we would have been having a totally different conversation right now. But it does shake up the Premier League title race as it stands. I still do have Liverpool as slight favorites, and it's only because of the run-in and the fact that whenever these two sides meet, it's going to be at Anfield. And if Liverpool are able to play to the best of their capability, and the fact that Pep has only won one game at Anfield since he arrived at England, that makes them favorites for that particular game. But you never know what's going to happen when you have a Liverpool and Manchester City game, because these two teams are just that good. Arsenal is still the third horse over there, and they're looking very good. But anyway, guys, it's your boy Izzy, and if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and the subscribe button. And until that next time, peace.